Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Entertainment Weekly with Chuck and Sean, where we bring you, well, Chuck brings you all things East Coast, and I just shut up and listen, which is a rarity for me. So, Chuck, without further ado, good seeing you, brother. You go ahead. What do you have for us this week?
Nice to see you too, Sean. I actually got quite of a lengthy show today. Great number of performances and events that are on the go for East Coast artists. There is some performances that are going on at one of Nova Scotia's oldest pub, and I'm not going to make any attempt to pronounce the name of that pub whatsoever because I've looked at it and I just can't seem to pronounce it. So I'm going to share it with you on the bottom of the screen so you can see what it is. But there's some live performances, some live music that take place on Thursdays and Saturdays. There's a jazz jam that is taking place. There's also an open mic that's coming up, but some great performances that are lined up. Kim Doolittle and the Doctors are there very shortly, and as well Hatfield and LaFleche. They're also coming up. A group that contacted me because she has a brand new video out that we're going to feature on East Coast Hour. Shirley Jackson is going to be at the pub coming up on Saturday, August the 17th. She'll be there with her good Rockin' Daddies. But Shirley Jackson has a brand new video, and we'll be featuring that as part of our show here this week on East Coast Hour. Joe H. Henry is becoming a big name around the scene in the East Coast. He has a number of performances that are lined up, coming up for him. He's going to be at the Halifax Jazz Fest coming up on July the 12th. The Kempt Shore Acoustic Music Festival taking place between July 19th and the 21st. He'll also be at Howlin' at the Moon on the 26th with Freya McMillican and Wayne Badecki. So Joe is making a big name for himself, and he was just recently in Cape Breton as well with a couple of performances. I think I paid a visit to Keith Mullen's mom, Debbie, where he visited there as well. There's some performances that are up and coming around Stanfest, the whole On the Road to Stanfest. That is taking place kicking off on July the 22nd with the opening gala that's taking place with Lucy McNeil and Rankin and the Broken Reeds. That's taking place at the Miles McDonald Performance Center in Guysborough. There's a complete schedule for them and for all of the different performances on the lead up to Stanfest. These are a number of performances that are taking place throughout Guysborough County. Then kicking it off on the evening of July 25th for Stanfest, it is the Bruce Guthro. The Circle continues. It is happening at the Stanfest grounds in Canso, where Dave Gunning, Irish Mythen, Jody and Dylan Guthro, J.P. Cormier, Kim Dunn, Lenny Gallant, Lucy McNeil, Matt Anderson, and Men of the Jeeps, they're all going to be performing, along with many others. We've checked out with Lenny Gallant and some other performers for Stanfest, and they're all looking forward to this evening. I would say that if anybody can't make it to the entire festival, this is the evening they should probably try to get to, where Bruce Guthro's music is being celebrated. Some of the other big performers of Stanfest, Jim Cuddy, Rankin and the Broken Reeds, Tim Baker, as well J.P. Cormier, Luke Wallace. I'm just rhyming off a number of them here. Tara Spencer, The Once, The Town Heroes. They're all going to be taking part in some way or another with their performance at Stanfest. So that the Stanfest itself is taking place between July 25th and the 28th. Now, there's a business that's in Antigonish, but I believe they have a couple of other locations around the province. It's Coldstream Distillery. It's Coldstream Clear Distillery. But the Antigonish location has a number of different events that they have advertised. Coming up for them, Andre Petipa and the Giants, or just Andre Petipa himself without his Giants, is going to be there on July 12th for a 7 p.m. show. Also, Jerry McDaniel is going to be there on the 27th. Shane Arsenault will be there on the 20th. You can check out other Coldstream Distillery locations by visiting their website, coldstreamclear.com. Now, Nova Scotia Music Week has a mashup that's scheduled to take place. It's a song swap showcase. Now, that's hard to say. Song swap showcase that's going to be taking place at the Seahorse Tavern on Godigan Street. It's part of Halifax Jazz Fest, and it's hosted by Andrew Shaver. Taking place on July the 11th. It's an evening of your favorite local artists performing songs by their favorite local artists. So there's going to be some performances that are taking place from Blessing Tang Band, as well Pillow Fight, Harms, T. Thomason, Good Dear Good, CJ Bissett, Skunk Motel, Steel Cutouts, again, taking place on July 11th. So you're going to hear these artists performing the songs of their favorite local artists. So it's an interesting take on things. And as well, had a contact from Carolina East. Her and Chris Ryan are going to be visiting Nova Scotia, coming out of Newfoundland. They're going to be there for some performances on July 14th at the Songwriters from Here and There. It's taking place in Lower Sackville at the Pink Piano Cafe and Lounge. They're going to be there for an intimate evening. Now, Caroline East is a Music Newfoundland Country Artist of the Year award winner for 2018, 19, and 2021. And Chris Ryan is a multi-nominated songwriter that has been heard on radio, on TV, and in movies as well. So check them out. They're going to be there for a 2 p.m. performance, up close and personal, and just a listening room experience. Again, Carolina East and Chris Ryan. You can check them out. Those are the events that I have that are for you on this week's Entertainment Weekly. Don't forget, check out East Coast Hour, which is uploaded Sunday mornings, 7 o'clock, for some great performances and the East Coast videos. And I'll share some more great East Coast information, news that you might want to know.
And let me assist you in debunking. That's called the Fossicle Tavern. And I've actually played there before. It's a great venue, an amazing venue, right in the heart of Chester.
Glad you knew the name, because I was very...
It's a tongue twister, no question. Fossicle, the Fossicle Tavern. That's great, Chuck. And I guess just before we go, are people taking you up on that form and sending stuff in on the form so that you're finding out about events?
I'm getting some. I would like to get more, but I'm getting some. But that link is always shared on the bottom of our Entertainment Weekly, and I share it on my East Coast Hour website as well, on the YouTube channel, I should say. But East Coast Artists, use that link, share what's going on around your performances and upcoming releases. Love to hear from you. Anything you want shared, personal life experiences as well. Let me know what's going on and we'll share.
100%. Because, and I said this and I shared your post, I think it was today, we often hear there's not enough ways for people to get their events and things around, and that's not true because we're doing this weekly. So, we don't know about it if we don't know about it. So let us know, or let you know, and we can get the word out. So, sir, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Once again, East Coast Weekly. This is what, number 5? Are we?
No, it's actually number 6.
Holy smokes, man. I tell you, me wishing my life away. Unbelievable. So we'll see you next week, Chuck, and have a great weekend.
You too.